Hello, and welcome to my version of a draft Phoenix Teacher Leadership Development Vision for the future. I'm Sarah Taylor, and I'm excited to get started. Thank you for the opportunity to share this with you today. Before we begin, the overall goal today is to share a clear vision statement and beliefs for the TLD team, grounded both in our mission for the organization, that one day all children in this nation will have the opportunity to attain an excellent education, and the unique vision and priorities of the Phoenix region of Teach for America. In order to ensure that our TLD vision is meaningful as part of the larger whole, we need to be constantly asking ourselves, what does one day mean for students and families in Phoenix? And are the actions we are taking clearly aligned to those metrics? This can get a little awkward, and I want to own that. First, I'm making a ton of assumptions. And there's a great chance that you may have already tried a lot of these things or are doing them super well, and that's awesome. I'm excited to listen and hear what has been happening in the region and what we know are our strengths. Secondly, I'm also speaking from my own voice and my own experiences, colored by my conversation with Daniil, and incorporating the priorities of the region. I would want to ensure that as we build out our TLD vision, the voices of our alumni, core members, current staff, and stakeholders were incorporated and central to our overall vision. I've created a Teach for America TLD vision statement that reads, the Teach for America Teacher Leadership Development Phoenix vision is nothing less than ensuring limitless possibilities for our students, stakeholders, core members, and alumni by providing meaningful access to resources, development, and support that empowers every member of our Teach for America community to realize their potential and open doors to a bright and optimistic tomorrow. In order to make that vision come to life, I've also created a series of belief statements. Statements like these would be critical to moving forward because we would want to make sure that our actions and priorities are clearly aligned to what we believe must be true for students, core members, staff, and community members, and use these as measures for realigning our course. The 5 statements include: we believe that we must define the why behind our actions to ensure successful change management. We believe our actions must be rooted in our personal and professional values aligned to one day. We believe that every conversation should start and end with student and community achievement and empowerment. We believe that success in this work requires us to be healthy and whole, to care for ourselves in order to care deeply for others. And finally, we are constantly striving to work smarter, not harder, and our work allows core members and alumni to do the same. To realize our vision, I've set 3 priorities. The first being to ensure members of our community feel empowered as educators and Phoenicians, we will develop strategic trainings and professional developments in partnerships with local organizations and experts to ensure our core members, alumni, and staff have access to immediate resources to support their classrooms and careers, their mental and physical well-being, and their quality of life in Arizona. To accomplish this, I've listed a few different strategies. First, we would increase training and development around accessing resources and curriculum and adapting those resources to student and community needs. Second, we would make thoughtful connections and develop mentor-mentee relationships among core members, alumni, and community partners. Third, we would integrate wellness and mental health opportunities into both our coaching and our professional development scope and sequence. And fourth, we would prioritize opportunities and development that allows core members and alumni to work smarter, not harder, and support both a staff and cohort culture that celebrates that mentality. In order to ensure that we are on the right track, we would look at 4 metrics of success. First, we would look at the core strength index and want to see it above 50%. Second, we would want to see our alumni net promoter score above 10%. Third, we'd want to see that 75% of current core members and 25% of school-based alumni access at least one optional professional development event over the course of the year. And finally, we'd want to see that 75% of core members and 20% of alumni attend at least one optional wellness event, which might include social or networking opportunities. Our second priority is aligned to access. To ensure access to path opening opportunities, we will begin to implement a change management structure to ensure that every core member at every grade level utilizes a standardized assessment to track growth and proficiency. I believe this is incredibly important for two reasons. One, we need to have a measure to ensure that our teachers are making adequate growth with students and have the opportunity to ensure that new initiatives within teacher leadership development are aligned to those assessments in order to ensure that we are making progress on our goals and that we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater to some extent by changing initiatives, but rather working on the highest leverage opportunities to impact student achievement. To accomplish this priority, we will first develop a vision and clear why to this undertaking, incorporating stakeholder voice and addressing concerns. Second, consider appropriate timeline for the initiative and really think about what's the best change management structure in order to ensure that the timing of this initiative is impactful and is easily implementable. Third, we'd build stakeholder, including principals and community partnership buy-in to ensure that all core members can provide the assessment at their school site. Fourth, we would develop and/or acquire the appropriate assessments. And in my opinion, we would be likely to be able to acquire thoughtful, nationally aligned assessments through our connections and resources. And finally, we would design core member and MTLD trainings that are focused around buy-in, implementation, and then use of the data to inform instruction and results with students. In order to ensure that we are making progress towards this goal, in the first year, which I'm calling year 0, we would discuss and collect the voices of at least 50 stakeholders that would include current core members, alumni, staff, and principals. We would develop and acquire the assessments for grades 1 through high school, which would include assessments that are aligned to the PSAT, SAT and ACT, and AP exams. We would design induction and ongoing professional development that starts to plant the seed for building the buy-in around assessment use. We would begin the coaching and training for MTLDs and other Teach for America staff. And if possible, we would pilot with 1 to 2 grade levels. I think this is incredibly possible if we found an MTLD that was willing and able to coach around a new assessment and was working with some specific core members in a grade level. Given our access to nationalized and standardized assessments, I think it would be easy to create and be able to implement with at least one grade level or one cohort of core members within this first school year. The third and final priority is aligned to limitless opportunities. To ensure core members and alumni feel connected and valued past their experience within the core, we will design and implement a scope and sequence of training and experiences aligned to individualized development plans for each core member and a select group of alumni. To accomplish this, we will audit and revise our professional development scope and sequence to ensure that we are integrating adequate time for developing our personal whys, belief statements, and beliefs around our career trajectory and needs for professional and personal growth over the course of our 2-year experience. We would integrate individualized development plan language into our beginning of year conversations, our coaching conversations, our MTLD time on ProSATs, and our end of year conversations. We would have members of staff opt in to coaching 1 to 2 alumni through an individualized development process. and this process could be instructional or within other professional realms. We would draw upon our alumni network and community partnerships to flesh out coaching and mentorship opportunities aligned to core members and alumni individualized development plans in order to broaden our scope and impact. And finally, we would create a Teach Beyond Fellowship that we would implement in fiscal year 19. In terms of metrics of success, first, we would want to ensure that 100% of first-year core members have defined individualized development plans that could be used in their coaching cycles, and that 90% of our second-year core members have defined individualized development plans as well. We would want to see at least 7 members of the Teach for America Phoenix staff partnered with at least 10 alumni total on individualized development plans. We would want to identify 5 second-year core members that are teaching beyond their 2 years within the Phoenix area to become Teach Beyond Fellows. And finally, we would want to have at least 3 teacher leadership development and alumni development partnerships on at least 3 professional development opportunities that include current core members, community partners, and alumni. I really appreciate your time and consideration, and I look forward to learning more about the team and what's most important to you, to our core members and staff, and to our community based on your experience and expertise in the Valley. Have a great day.